Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 USA Powerlifting competition here at the Arnold Sports Festival in the Greater Columbus Convention Center in Columbus, Ohio. We are coming to you live from one of the biggest strength sports stages in the world here, where we have some of the strongest athletes competing, battling it out for title, positions, and money. I'm Kevin Serrano. I will be your commentator for this incredible event. I am here joined by
Alexander Walters, a national referee and executive committee member for USA Powerlifting.
Here, as we talk through the live stream, we'll be breaking down each lift by lift and just walk you guys through as to what's happening on your screen. As we see here now, we have Jennifer Rosario over on platform 2 attempting 140 kilos for her opening squat attempt. Earlier today, we had the Masters Bench Bash, which it was a bench-only competition. However, this session, we have a full power competition. So our athletes today will be doing squat, bench press, and deadlift all in one session.
We're joining you a couple lifts in already. We just saw the opening attempt for Jennifer Rosario, but leading up to this point, Terry Brown, Michelle Collier, and Maggie Jones were all successful on platform 2. And on platform 1, Deborah Stern, Helen White, and Janice Werner were also successful with their opening attempts. The bar on platform 1 is going to 92.5 kilos, the opening attempt from Meredith Randall. And on platform 2, we have Suzette Escobar at 147.5. Very speedy opener there for Suzette. 2-to-1, good lift. She did get one red light from the right side judge with a red card. Kevin, you want to talk about what some of these colored cards mean?
Yeah, so every referee will give a color card which indicates the type of infraction that was committed by the lifter. Most commonly on squat is the red card, which is an indicator for depth. And what the referees are looking for depth is for your hip crease to go below the top surface of your knee. So in the instance where a lifter receives a red light with a red card infraction, that means that the lifter did not squat low enough. So for the next attempt, they will need to just squat a little deeper.
Thank you, Kevin. So Suzette did get that good lift, 2-to-1 on that. Meanwhile, Meredith Randalls did get her opening attempt. Good lift from Monica Beckham on platform 2 at 150 kilos. Michelle Moe taking 102.5, 3 white lights. The bar on 1 is going to move up 5 kilos to 107.5. And on platform 2, 150 kilos for Lisa Benavides. Pretty smooth opener there for Lisa. 3 white lights, that is a good lift. If you're joining us from earlier, this is going to be a little bit of a longer session. This morning was bench only. This is a full power. I believe we have upwards of 60 or 70 lifters, so we'll be here for quite a while.
That was a good lift on 1 for Ashley. Notice here how Angela has elected to move the uprights of the squat rack, of the combo rack in. So that just allows her for a smooth and easy walkout without running the risk of the plates hitting the uprights. As you see, she has a bit of a shift there when she walks out, so no issues there. That is the easy opener, and over on your screen on the left-hand side, if you see, her coach is actually Samantha Calhoun, a very seasoned lifter and multi-time national and world champion.
Good lift on platform 1, the opening attempt for Deborah Mazzullo, 110 kilos.
Shay Brost up next on platform 1, going up to 120 kilos. Adrienne Lockhart over on platform 2 with 157.5 kilos. And as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Arnold Sports Festival Masters Raw Challenge. So all of the lifters today are in the Masters division, so aged 40 and above. Easy walk up for Adrienne. And an easy opener. Let's see what the referees say, and that is 3 white lights.
Jade Ross making good work of her opening attempt at 3 white lights. Bar is going to remain at 120 kilos, the opening attempt for Julie Adams.
Jessica Rivera Montejo up next here on platform 2, 160 kilos. This is actually Jessica's first Arnold appearance. And I believe she got two red lights with a yellow card infraction, and I believe she jumped the rack command. So after she finished her squat, she needs to wait for the chief referee to walk that squat bar back in after receiving the rack command. So she just preemptively walked the bar in, so she just needs to wait a second longer next time around.
Over on platform 1, Julie Adams, good lift, 3 white lights on her opener. Looked like an opener should, incredibly easy. Bar is going to move up to 125 for the opening attempt for Tracy Cook.
Over on platform 2, Allison Sneed, very seasoned lifter, competing since 2014. She is a 4-time national champion, and we can see that clearly here with how easy that opener moved. Clearly got a lot of experience under her belt. Tracy Cook staying very patient with that unrack and walkout.
Settling into position. She took a lot more time to unrack it than she did to actually do the squat.
Yeah, very, very smooth and easy squat. And again, ladies and gentlemen, some of the things that the referees are looking for when the lifter walks out their squat is making sure that the lifter is standing in an upright and erect position with their knees locked and their feet fully balanced. They want to make sure that the lifter has the bar completely settled before they receive the squat command.
Lindsey Johnson coming out 130 kilos on the bar for her opening attempt on platform 1.
Nice opener by Abel Gray on platform 2. 3 white lights. That is a good lift. Looks to be a good lift on platform 1 as well. 3 whites.
Bar on platform 2 going up to 185 kilos for the opening attempt for Mia Kane. And on platform 1, 130 kilos stays on the bar for the opener for Sally Goldman. Very controlled openers for both these ladies at the same time. Good lift for Mia Kane on 2, 2-1. 1 rep for depth and no lift on platform 1 for Sally Goldman. Unanimous from the officials that she did not squat to depth. Over on platform 2, bar is getting loaded now. 202.5, the last opener of this flight. A very big squat opener for Carrie Varco.
Carrie coming off of a very successful 2024, winning a national championship over in Salt Lake City, Utah this past year.
And on platform 1, another veteran lifter, Suzette Bradley, coming out to take her opening attempt at 152.5. No lift on 2. Strong looking opener there for Suzette.
Good opener on 1. We are now back at the top of the order on both platforms. We are now moving along on to our second attempt squats. Terry Brown on platform 2 and Deborah Stern on platform 1. Terry taking a sizable jump, 15 kilos from opener to second. Let's see how this plays out for her. Let's see what the referees say on depth. And yep, I believe we saw it here on the live stream as well. Just the referees on the side called her on depth, so she just needs to squat a little bit low for her third attempt.
Over on platform 1, 65 kilos is loaded on the bar for the second attempt for Deborah Stern. A 5 kilo increase from her opener.
Deborah Stern is an M4 lifter, meaning she is in her 70s.
Absolutely dunking 65 kilos. Let's see what the officials say.
Three whites, good lift. Michelle Collier on platform 2, 135 kilos. Three white lights, that is a good lift.
On platform 1, we are going to have our first American record attempt of the session. 75.5 kilos on the bar. The second attempt for Helen White. Once again, an American record attempt here at the Arnold Sports Festival for USA Powerlifting.
Helen White, another one of those M4 lifters in their 70s, coming to us from New Jersey and attempting an American record. Maggie Jones on platform 2, 140 kilos for her second attempt squat.
Both ladies making pretty good work of their attempts.
Three white lights on 1, three white lights on 2. Good lifts across the board.
New American record for Helen White at 75.5 kilos on the squat. Bars going up on 1 to 87.5 kilos for Janice Warner's second attempt, and on 2 up to 142.5 for Jennifer Rosario.
Jennifer competed at the Masters World Cup in Memphis, Tennessee just last year. This is her first Arnold appearance. Looks to me like it's a good lift. Let's see what the referees say. And three white lights.
Janice Werner taking the time with the walkout. Gets her start command from Chief Referee Saber Schnitzer. A little bit slower in the middle, but she's able to stand it up pretty well.
Very good grind. Just one red light for depth, but 2 is all you need.
7.5 kilo increase on platform 2 for Monica Beckham from her opening attempt. 157.5 kilos. Right at, I believe, 347. Two white lights for Monica. That's a good lift. One call for depth from the left side official, as Meredith Randalls comes out to take her second attempt of 100 kilos. Absolutely no question on depth there for Meredith, as she gets 3 white lights, a successful second attempt for her.
Suzette Escobar, looking like a pro despite being relatively new to the sport, gets 3 white lights on her second attempt.
Platform 1, Michelle Moe coming out. This is another veteran of the sport. I've only commentated for the last year or so, and I've commentated her at least 2 or 3 times already. 110 on the bar for her second. Maybe a slight miscrew, but she's not able to stand it up. Good catch by our spotters and loaders, keeping everyone safe.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are just only in our second attempt squat, so plenty of lifting left to go. Our lifters who may have missed their opener or second attempts still have a third attempt shot at getting that squat on the board.
Ashley Carlson out to take her second attempt at 112.5 on platform 1, as Angela Abreu-Powell comes out at 160 on 2. Ashley stands it up over on 1. 3 white lights.
Angela's been competing since 2021. This is her third Arnold appearance. Grinds that squat, locks it out, and let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights, that is a good lift for Angela. Awesome job.
Deborah Mazzullo coming out to take 115 as her second attempt, 253 pounds.
Very nice gesture, just fist bumping and high-fiving the spotters and loaders. Two to 1, that is a good lift on platform 1. Lisa on platform 2. I believe it is a good lift on platform 2 for Lisa. We're just waiting on those referee lights. 3 white lights, there we go. You see it on the screen on the top right. Shea Brost on platform 1, 130 kilos, taking a 10 kilo jump.
She stood it up, but
let's see what
assist from the spotters on that. That'd be one I'd be interested to see her go and contest.
I believe the spotters might have grabbed it early on that one, but we'll wait to see what the jury determines. Good lift on platform 2. So interestingly enough, here on platform 2 with Jessica, who just went, she missed her opening attempt, elected to go up 5 kilos, and hit it on her second. So that was a really good attempt selection there.
Sally Goldman on platform 1, retaking 130 kilos. Moved it well and is rewarded with 3 white lights. Over on platform 2, second attempt for Adrienne Lockhart, 175 kilos. This is a new American record attempt.
Adrienne's previous best is 165, so she is blowing past that with her on just her second attempt. That moved easy. Let's see what those referees say. 2 to 1, that is a good lift and a new American record for Adrienne Lockhart.
Probably one of the easier American record attempts you'll see. Tracy Cook on platform 1, second attempt at 132.5. The opener moved quick. Second slows down a little bit, but didn't look that hard for her.
Tracy's been competing since 2015, over a decade of experience under her belt. Allison also on platform 2, another one of those experienced lifters, been competing since 2014. This is her third Arnold appearance.
Julia Adams with a sizable jump from her opening attempt, up 15 kilos to 135. Just shy of 300 pounds at 297.
3 whites on platform 2. Julie Adams walking out that squat, 135 kilos.
Nothing to it.
And look at that. That is a new PR for Julie Adams. Or just 5 kilos under her best. No, she hit a 5 kilo PR, Julie Adams. Her previous best was 132.5. She just hit 135, so that's good work for her.
April Gray coming out, 172.5, second attempt. And we have 137.5 on the bar on platform 1 for Lindsey Johnson.
Good catch by the spotters on platform 1.
Successful second attempt there for April Gray at 172. The bar on 2 is going to move up to 202.5. We're going to retake the opening attempt for Carrie Varco. And the bar on 1 is being loaded now to 160, the second attempt for Suzette Bradley.
And again, big thanks to our spotters and loaders who are doing a fantastic job in not only making sure this meet runs efficiently, but they make sure that our lifters are safe. Good catch by the spotters on platform 2.
Suzette is able to stand up her second attempt. 3 white lights for her. And with that, I want to take a quick moment to make an announcement on behalf of USA Powerlifting. Next year, the Special Olympians Nationals will be moving from high school nationals to the Arnold Sports Festival. So next year, all of our Special Olympian athletes that qualify for nationals will get to do it here in one of the largest stages in the world.
And with that, we have Mia Kane on platform 2, closing out our second attempt squats. It seems to be having a depth issue. She's getting called on the side referees for depth. So let's see if she can come back, turn it around, and hit a third attempt squat.
Platform 1, we have the first of the thirds. This being Deborah Stern, up 5 kilos from her second, now to 70 kilos. Pretty darn good third there for Deborah. 3 white lights. It's a really good way to start off your meet. Terry Brown now retaking her second at 135. She's going to stand it up, but let's see what the call is. No lift. 2-1 on depth. She will, however, be credited with her opening attempt at 120. Platform 2, Michelle Collier is coming out to 137.5, eclipsing the 300 mark. Meanwhile, on platform 1, we have Helen White attempting to break her own American record in the squat that she set just about 10 or 12 minutes ago. Very good walkout for Helen. Great depth, locks it out. New American record once again for Helen White. 77.5 kilos. Once again, that's an M4 lifter in her 70s. And on platform 2, we had a successful third attempt for Michelle Collier at 137.5. Back-to-back American record attempts, this time for Janice Werner on platform 1 with 90 kilos going on the bar. And Maggie Jones coming out to try and go a perfect 3 for 3 at 150 kilos. Maggie knew she had it as soon as she hit the hole. 3 white lights for Maggie. As Janice, in a little bit of a fight, stands it up. No lift, 2-1 on depth.
Our previous lifter on platform 2, Maggie Jones, actually hit a 5 kilo squat PR, so congratulations on Maggie for that.
Bar on 2, 152.5 for Jennifer Rosario. And on 1, it's at 105 for Meredith Randalls.
This is a competition match PR for Jennifer Rosario on platform 2, so very awesome job on that. Meredith walking out and with authority on that last squat. See if she can grind it out. It's just not there today, but good catch by the spotters.
Angela Powell taking a 2.5 kilo increase from her second up to 162.5, as Michelle Moe also comes out to retake her second at 110.
And both look like good lifts, and they are good lifts on platform 1, good lifts on platform 2. Just look at how quick our spotters and loaders are working to load the very next weight for the lifter. Without them, events like these would not be possible. And to that end, I'd just like to take a second to thank our sponsors, A7 Demand Greatness, Pioneer Fit, and Basement Barbell. Bar don't lie. Thanks to them, we're able to put events like this together at the Arnold Sports Festival here in Columbus, Ohio.
Ashley Carlson, third attempt, 117.5. That looked just like her opener and her second did. She just must make everything look a little bit like a fight, but she gets 3 white lights there, going 3 for 3 in the squat. Third attempt for Monica Beckham at 165. No lift, 2-to-1 on depth on platform 2. Third attempt for Deborah Mazzullo, 117.5. Does a good job staying with the bar there, a little bit of a grind. Slight hip shift on it, but she's going to get the lift 2-to-1.
Fortunately, no lift on platform 2. Good catch by the spotters. And in moments like Shea, when she's facing a miss, needing to hit a third attempt in order to secure more weight on the bar, it's really important to have a short memory, right? You can't live off of any misses, any prior misses. You have to just look ahead, look forward, and just focus on the attempt ahead of you. As we see here, she's approaching that bar with intensity, being very meticulous, making sure that bar is exactly where she wants it to be. Lisa with a great grind over on platform 2. That is 3 whites for Lisa.
Shea really taking the time here. She grinded last time, and I thought the spotters might have taken a little bit early. She's able to stand it up this time. I think she cut the depth just a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a no lift. All 3 referees did not believe she went low enough. And again, as a reminder, what depth means is the hip crease has to go below the top surface of the knee. So athletes will just have a natural tendency to cut depth a little bit once the weight gets a little heavy, but that's just kind of how it happens. Jessica with a great grind on platform 2, and she gets 3 white lights.
Jessica doing a great job there, bouncing back after missing her opening attempt to still go 2 for 3, but she took the risk of going up, so she's still going to have a pretty solid squat going into bench later on. Meanwhile, we have another no lift on platform 1. Lindsey Johnson retaking 137.5, just not quite there today.
And again, as a reminder, these athletes are battling for position. They're battling for cash here at the Arnold Sports Festival. So these athletes will be pushing themselves to the very limit. So it's very natural to see just them fighting, struggling, and ultimately, as part of the sport, some of them will be missing lifts as they push themselves beyond their limits.
All of these lifters are going head-to-head, by the way. This is not a weight class event. This is all dots-based. Meaning someone in Masters 1 in their 40s could be competing against somebody in Masters 5 in their 80s.
And to that end, right, we have lifters across multiple weight classes. So what's really interesting about using the dots coefficient is we can compare lifters across multiple weight classes and even in their different gender divisions.
Beautiful third attempt for Tracy Cook. Stands up with a smile. 3 white lights for her as she's going to hit 137.5 kilos, 303. Third attempt for April Gray, up another 5 kilos. Fairly conservative attempt.
Looking at end 3 for 3 in her Arnold debut.
Sally Goldman, after a good rebound for missing her opener, up 12.5 kilos to 142.
Unfortunately, April got stuck here at that sticking point, unable to get past that.
Sally Goldman, she's able to stand it up. Let's see what the officials say. No lift, 3 reds for depth on that one. And something about taking those larger jumps, it might just be a mental block. Sometimes you cut it a little high. If you go too deep, sometimes people think they can't get out of the hole, but it's hard to try and cut yourself short on depth when it could risk a no lift. Bar stays at 142.5 on platform 1 for Julie Adams.
Look at the intensity on Adrienne's face. Very excited, very happy to be attempting this American record here at the Arnold Sports Festival.
Not very often you get to put in an 11 kilo increase, so that's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
She's waiting for that squat command.
Good lift.
Sinks it. Let's see if she can grind it out. And she does. Let's wait for the referee call. And that is 3 white lights. That is a good lift and a new American record for Adrienne Lockhart.
You think she knows she doesn't get a 4th attempt? That looked almost a little bit too easy for a 3rd. It's hard to call an American record easy, though. Very important squat coming up. 3rd attempt for Carrie Varco. She's trying to rebound after missing the 1st and 2nd. This has got to be a challenging situation for this lifter. Needs this one to stay in the competition and post a total.
So historically, Carrie has been able to hit and squat as high as 215. So let's see if she can nail this opening weight for her on her 3rd attempt. Fight, fight. She's grinding it out. She's locking it out. Locks it out. Let's see what the referees say. This is a very important lift for her. And unfortunately, that is a no lift. All 3 referees did not agree that she squatted low enough.
Over on platform 1, we have the 3rd and final attempt for Suzette Bradley, and she's going to get it 2-1. Going to be credited with 162.5.
Mia Kane closing out the flight here on platform 2, squatting 210. And again, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere as these flights wrap up. We have 2 more flights to go after these lifters. So we got David Lopez starting us off on platform 1 with 145 kilos for his opening squat. After Mia Kane, we have Kenwin Jones taking us to 142.5 kilos.
David Lopez, 3 white lights on 145. Solid opening attempt there. As that bar is going to go up now, 150. Opener for Bradford Olson. Kerwin Jones on 2 with 142.5. No question on depth there for Kerwin. 3 white lights. Three white lights for Bradford Olson. Successful opener at 150. And on 2, we have athlete representative for USA Powerlifting, Al Matagrano, opening at 172.5.
He's one of these individuals that wears many hats in the sport. He's a lifter competing at the Arnold. He's a referee and athlete representative. So he's one of those lifters that is heavily involved in giving back to the sport, and that is a good lift for him.
Over on platform 2, we get a little shot of our jury members there. I believe Paulie Steinman, Joe Marksteiner, and Dane Roach. So the jury plays a very important role at this competition. So you can see the chips sitting in front of Paulie. The chips only go on the bar for record attempts, American or world records. If an American or world record goes on the platform, it has to be notified to the jury so that way they can pay extra close attention and verify that everything is being followed accordingly there. Now, at the same time, there's other things the jury can do. If a no lift happens on the platform, a lifter and coach can go up to contest that if they feel the rules were not followed correctly. And we've seen that a couple times. It doesn't happen too much with us, but the jury does play a very important role at this event.
It's a bit distinct than what the referees do. The referees are adjudicating the lifter, making sure that the lifter is following all the rules of performance defined in the USA Powerlifting Rulebook. But what the jury is ensuring is that every member participating in this event is following all of the rules and regulations of the federation. So not just the referees and lifters, but of just everybody, the technical controllers, the coaches. They're just observing and ensuring that all the rules of USA Powerlifting are being enforced properly.
Here's another shot of Paulie Steinman, this time over on platform 1. Paulie with a very well manicured beard. Quick little updates while we were talking about the jury. Craig Saffron hit his opener at 160. Jay Thompson 165 on 1. And on platform 2, Al Matagrano had a good opener. Tony Glover was successful at 182, and Matt Muchagrosso just hit 185 as Manuel Prieto comes out on platform 1.
We're staying at the same weight here on platform 2. Peter Melendez, 185 kilos.
Speedy opener for Manuel. Manuel, coached by somebody I would call a friend, Juliana King.
Looks to be a good and easy lift by Peter. I actually remember Peter. He competed at the Masters World Cup I was at. Me and Alex were there in Memphis, Tennessee just last year.
It's a pretty fun event.
Seems like he's competed quite a few times since then.
Anthony on 1, taking his time, making sure the bar is nice and centered for him on the combo rack. Jose Gonzalez on 2 with 205 for his opening attempt. As Anthony looks to be successful and is 3 white lights on 1. Jose also with 3 white lights on 2.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's really important to note that as you look at these squats, you notice that every lifter has different elected positions. They'll have different squat stances, grip width. So, I mean, all that really matters is that they hit the required specifications as far as the rules of performance. But anything beyond that, the lifters are allowed to essentially maneuver their body in however they can best effectively move the weight up and down. I mean, it really is just a true test of your strength here on the squat.
Dwayne Madeir taking his opener at 215. You saw him getting pretty locked in before the unrack. Very smooth. Successful opener for Dwayne Madeir at 215.
Very nice opening attempt by Michael.
There's a bit of emotion coming out, Kevin, on platform 1. Jeff Cohen, very nice guy. I got to talk to him for a little bit yesterday. He's super fired up. He does a lot of these as well. Opening up now at 220 kilos. This is over 3 times Jeff's body weight as an opener. Got another massive opening attempt for my fellow Hoosier, Chris Hunt, opening 257.5. solid opener for Jeff. 3 white lights.
Let's see what the referees say on Chris Hunt. 3 white lights, that is a good lift.
Chris is very strong in Indiana. Now he's a masters lifter, but he's still pushing the boundaries of some of the open state records that we have there.
So Alex, talk to me a little bit more about what equipment these lifters are wearing on the platform. I see that they got some knee wraps, knee sleeves, some wrist wraps, a belt, and a singlet, right? Talk to me a little bit more about what it is these lifters are allowed to wear on the platform.
You got it, Kevin. So, being that this is the Masters Raw Challenge, Raw dictates a certain level of equipment that is allowed. Earlier, we had some equipped benches going on. You'll see a little bit of equipment throughout the weekend, like a squat suit or knee wraps, but that's not for this. All the lifters are allowed to wear are a set of wrist wraps, a belt, and some knee sleeves. The knee sleeves add a fair bit depending on how good you are with them. Like the Insert Ergo Pros out there or the A7 Rigor Mortis, those are going to help your squat quite a bit. The belt has got to be the biggest thing that people use in order to brace, create some intra-abdominal pressure. That it's incredible how much a good brace into a belt will drastically impact all of your lifts. And then not every lifter likes to wear them. This is the last one that's a bit more of a preference, and that's the wrist wraps. Personally, I don't use them right now on bench, but sometimes I do. It just kind of depends on how achy things are. But you're right, a lot of different lifters having a lot of different preferences.
So in other words, these lifters are lifting with just pure bone strength muscle. I mean, they got no supportive equipment underneath that singlet. It's just the belt, knee sleeves, wrist wraps, and everything else is all them.
David Lopez, speedy opener at 150 kilos, 3 white lights.
We got these spotters and loaders cleaning up that bar for the next lift. Kerwin Jones starting us off on our second attempt squats, 160 kilos. Elected to take a 17.5 kilo jump, a pretty sizable jump on squat. But I mean, I'll give it to him. His opener did move fairly fast.
Kevin, how do you feel about those larger jumps? I know personally I'm a big fan, but as a heavier lifter, like I kind of have to at the top end.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I take it in relative to how good of a lifter I am in that particular lift. I'm a very strong deadlifter, so I tend to take very sizable jumps when it comes to deadlift, but I wouldn't so much over on bench, and I take about medium-sized jumps on squat. I'd say I'd probably go as high as taking a 12.5 kilo jump on squat, but anything more than that's kind of pushing it. I just wouldn't feel comfortable with that. But I mean, for these lifters, they're trying to squeeze out as many kilos on the bar. So one strategy might be opening up fairly light, leaving enough room on the table to be able to go up a sizable amount, because one error you don't want to run into is opening up too heavy and not having enough wiggle room to increase after having taken that opening attempt.
Right. I like to think about it as conservation of energy being the most important thing. So my strategy with my coach and the lifters that I have, I like to open a little bit lighter, take a sizable jump to the second, and then use that one to kind of predict where the top end might be for the third. I'm not the biggest fan of opening heavy, but I'm also not the biggest fan of jumping 20% of someone's max right away. Craig Safran able to stand that up. He is a longer leg lifter, still able to hit depth, 3 white lights.
Matt Muccigrosso over on platform 2 with intensity on that bar.
Bit of a
fighting with that bar. Gets it up, 2 whites. That is a good lift for Matt.
A little bit of a hip shift and maybe a knee twist. A little bit of knee valgus there for Matt, but he's able to stand that one up.
And again, these lifts don't need to look pretty, right? These lifts can look however they look, and lifters can fight, grind through them, but as long as they squat down, hit depth, and squat back up, they are being credited with that good lift. Jay Thompson on platform 1 looks to be a good lift, 2-1.
A bit of a grind there for Jay Thompson as he gets that lift 2-1. The bar was actually rolling in his hands a little bit. If it went any further, it might have slipped out of his fingers. 12.5 key jump for Peter Melendez.
This will actually match Peter Melendez's best at 197.5 kilos. So he's got one more lift to go.
That had to have been good. I looked at the other monitor for just a moment. Come back, he's already standing it up. So I'm pretty looking forward to what his third attempt will be, as Manny Prieto comes out after a 10-kilo jump to 177.5.
Tony Glover on platform 2, taking a 17.5 kilo jump to 200 kilos. Manuel Prieto, 3 white lights over on platform 1. That is a good lift. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow the action and look at the live scoring, you can go to liftingcast.com, scroll to USA Powerlifting ASF for Arnold Sports Festival, Masters Raw Challenge. There you can follow the action on Liftingcast, where you'll see all the lifters' names, the attempts, and look at all the placings and live scoring. That is 3 whites over on platform 2 for Peter and Tony. That is a smooth second by Anthony over on platform 1. 15-kilo jump on platform 2 by Jose Gonzalez. 220 kilos second attempt. Looks to be a good lift, and it is. 3 white lights. We see Dwayne in the back getting himself psyched up for this lift, fixing his belt. There we go. Dwayne is actually attempting a PR here on his second attempt. His previous best is 220 kilos. That is a great lift for Dwayne. Unfortunately, a no lift over on platform 2 for Michael Gratton. Let's see what the call is. I believe he got yellows. Christopher Hunt over on platform 2. Jeff Cohen on platform 1. Christopher Hunt, one of these lifters that has been well seasoned, competing since 2000. Competed at the Masters World Cup in Memphis, Tennessee this past year.
Looking to be the first lifter of the day to eclipse 600 pounds on the bar.
3 whites, that is a good lift, and our first 600-pound squat of the Arnold Sports Festival here in Columbus, Ohio. Jeff Cohen makes easy work out of 500 pounds.
Bars loaded for another 600-pound squat attempt on platform 2. Here comes Brown.
Platform 1 and 2, we have the final second attempts for the second flights. 257.5 for David Brown on 1 and 272.5 for Elgin Garnett.
This will be a 2.5 kilo PR by David Brown if successful for the second attempt, and a PR match by Elgin on platform 2.
Good lift on platform 1 for David Brown.
Looks to be a no lift on platform 2. He got 2 calls there, 1 blue card and 1 red card. So the right referee gave him a red card for depth, and I'm not entirely sure what the blue card was from the center referee.
I think it'd be unlocked knees. That would make a lot of sense there. That's a smart one if you're the coach or the lifter, right, Kevin, to go to the jury and potentially contest that, because if the officials aren't in agreement, maybe the jury didn't agree with one of them, and that's all they need to overturn.
Absolutely, and again, like as specified earlier, our jury there are also there to advocate for the lifter. So if you feel like the referees might have made a mistake in the calls, you have every right to go contest and protest your lift.
Nobody wants the calls to be correct more than the officials. Believe me that. Third attempt for David Lopez on one is successful, 2-1, so he's going to move into bench with a 155-kilo squat. Bradford Olson will be coming out next, 170 kilos. A much more conservative attempt than his opener to second was, only going up 5 kilos to 170. Same sort of deal for Al Matagrano on platform 2, up 7.5 kilos to 190.
Over on platform 1, Bradford, if successful, this will actually be a 5-kilo PR. His previous best is 165 kilos. Bradford, one of these seasoned lifters who's been competing in every decade since the 80s. He placed second at last year's Nationals in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hits that squat and gets 2-1. That is a good lift and a new PR for Bradford. Good job, Brad.
Matt Muchagrosso, 200 kilos on the bar, just up 5 from his second. He kind of struggled with the second. I don't want to say struggle, but he grinded. He had a little bit of that hip shift, kind of a rotation, a little bit of a helicopter action.
Again, gets that rotation, but he squats it up and locks his knees out.
Let's see what the call from the officials are. Good lift for Matt,
2-1.
Craig Safran out. Third attempt at 175 kilos, 385 pounds. Solid looking third there for Craig.
Craig is one of those lifters that has both experience in equipped and raw.
Very nice guy too. I think I did his equipment check last night here at the Greater Columbus Expo Center. Nice guy. I got to talk to him for a little bit.
Again, Peter Melendez hit a PR match on his second attempt, upped at 7.5 kilos to 205. And a beautiful squat by Peter. Looks like it's a good lift. That is a new PR for Peter, upping his squat by 7.5 kilos.
Jay Thompson up another 10 for his third at 185. The grit on his face as he stands that one up. Oh, no lift. 3 reds for depth. A little hard for us to tell with the switching of the cameras. I thought it was going to be close. Tony Glover up 10 kilos to 210. Third attempt on platform 2. Manny Prieto out, up 7.5 to 185 for his third on platform 1. Battle roar from Tony on his third as he stands it up.
Gets 3 whites. That is a good lift.
Another good battle on platform 1 for Manny Prieto. 185, 3 white lights. As the legendary Johnny Graham walks by here to say hi to Kevin and I. I don't think he heard me saying that as he walked away.
Johnny Graham, Vice President of USA Powerlifting.
You know what I learned about Johnny not too long ago? He played 4 years of college football at the University of Florida and then got drafted by the Dolphins. That man has had a incredible life, I'm sure, with a ton of stories.
Jose Gonzalez makes great work out of 230, 507 pounds, 3 white lights. And again, such a confidence booster to end your squat session going 3 for 3. It builds so much momentum as you finish your entire lift. Again, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a full power meet. So these lifters will be squatting, bench pressing, and deadlifting all in the same session. So it's really a momentum builder if you can get all 3 squats.
Third attempt on one for Anthony, no good, just not quite enough on the day. Michael Graton with a good fight. And the judges say 3 white lights there for Michael on platform 2. A little bit of hesitation. Kevin, I love to see fights like that, especially he came back after missing that same weight on his second.
Man, it's such an incredible feeling when you get rewarded by just grinding out an absolute max of a squat and just getting 3 whites by the referees. Dwayne successful with that third attempt squat.
Dwayne, another resilient lifter after coming out, hitting his third that he previously missed on his second.
So Elgin, despite missing his second attempt squat of 600 pounds, he opted to take a 2.5 kilo jump to 606 pounds. But it seems like he's having a bit of a depth issue. Both referees on the side called him for depth. Jeff Cohen over on platform 1 taking 507 pounds, 230 kilos. Jeff is in the 75 kilo division, so he is weighing 165, squatting over 500 pounds as a master's lifter. This is incredible. Christopher Hunt on platform 2 with a world record attempt of 285.5 kilos.
If my math's right, that should be 630 on the bar for Chris. Bit of a more narrow squat stance.
Oh, unfortunately not there today, but great catch by the spotters.
I think he got kicked forward on that one just a little. Smaller jump for Dave Brown on platform 1.
So David Brown's previous best is 258 kilos, so he is upping that by 2 kilos to 260. Again, he's a lifter lifting in the 75 kilo division, so he is a very small lifter, weighing only 165, squatting 573.
The reigning Raw Nats champ from just last year, and
very
his
deep
first
squat.
Arnold. What a grind as he lets out a let's go at the top.
Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights. Undeniable depth, a good fight at the top, and makes great work out of it.
That does it for the second flight, Flight D of this session. So now we're going to move into the last flight, Flight E, a little bit shorter. And with that, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to remind everybody again some news that came through. The USA Powerlifting Special Olympians National Championships will be taking place next year at the Arnold Sports Festival in 2026. It'll be only the second time we have a Special Olympians Nationals, and it'll be the first time we do it at the Arnold. Very cool to give those lifters an opportunity to lift on one of the biggest strength stages in the world. Lee Fugel out with 135 on the bar for his opening attempt on platform 1. Over on 2, Tim Crawford hit his opening attempt at 145 kilos. No lift on 1 for Lee. And right now on platform 2, we actually have our first double dipper of the weekend. Lou Faseko, who competed this morning in the Masters Bench Bash, out for a full power meet. A lot of times you just talk about trying to go 9 for 9 on the day. Well, he's trying to take 12 attempts. Speedy opening attempt for Lou.
Gets 3 whites. Michael Listingi, another one of these seasoned lifters. I remember seeing him at the Masters World Cup in Memphis, Tennessee. I've also seen him at Raw Nationals in Salt Lake City, Utah, Memphis, Tennessee. Again, he's one of these lifters that just loves to compete at these stages.
He's a very nice guy. Every time I see him at one of these meets, he's trying to volunteer, trying to give back. He refs as well. Just a really cool guy to sit around and have a conversation with. As we have Lorenzo Waiters on platform 2, opening at 2:05. Mike on 1 with 3 white lights. That was an easy opener for him.
Lee Wells coming up next on platform 2, 245 kilos.
On platform 1, Brian Jerzinski, 195 kilos. This third flight going to go a little bit quicker than the previous 2, with only 6 in the flight on 2 and 7 on platform 1. But right now, both platforms lining up to finish right about the same time.
Again, as we see here on platform 2, Lee actually decided to move the uprights of the squat rack in so that way he can place his hands as furthest out as he can, almost touching the plates. So that's a position, a squat stance that lifters can choose to have. And in this instance, Lee was called for depth in his squat, so he did not squat low enough. Let's see if he can fix it for his second attempt.
On platform 1, we've got the nicest guy I've met this weekend, Brandon Diamond. He's one of our sponsors at the event this year. He's out of Rhode Island, opening at 235 kilos. He's got a long way to squat, stands it up, looking good. 3 white lights.
Brandon is our seasoned lifter. He's been competing since 2013. However, this is his first Arnold appearance. So it's very nice to see him step on the Arnold Sports Festival stage here at USA Powerlifting.
If you're interested in more of what Brandon Diamond has to offer, you can look him up on YouTube as Basement Brandon. He's got 232,000 subscribers on YouTube. Does a lot of vlogs on his lifting journeys, but also a lot of reviews on the equipment that you've seen him wearing out there right now. Platform 1, 240 on the bar, opening attempt for Bob Euchre.
Very easy attempt. And Bob's PR is actually 250, and for him moving 240 like that, he seems to be feeling really strong. We'll expect a big squat from him later on in the day.
Speaking of big squats, Samuel Thermidor going to be opening at 310 kilos. 673 pounds, if my math's not wrong there. It was wrong, 683, not 673.
And Samuel's all-time best is 320 kilos. So for him to be taking 310 as an opener, he must have made considerable progress from his last meet. He last recently hit that at the Florida State Championship in 2024, just in November of this past year.
Another familiar face to the big stage, Steven Trivastava, opening at 240 kilos. I've seen him at a lot of these Masters events as well. Smooth.
That is a great squat by Samuel.
That didn't look like 310 on the bar. 3 white lights on both platforms.
Sometimes these openers move just so fast, you wonder whether or not they were actually openers. You question whether or not they should have done that weight in the warm-up room, just given how fast it moves sometimes. We are now back at the top of the order on platform 2. Timothy Crawford taking us to 147.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump from his opener to second. Our last squat on platform 1, we have Mario Araquil on platform 1, 250 kilos, 550 pounds. This is Mario's second Arnold appearance. He's adjusting that footing.
I hope he did not do that after he got the start command, but we will see. He did do it after he got the start command. So, unfortunately, he's going to get a no lift for that readjustment there. Once you get the start command, you're not allowed to reposition your feet. You can kind of rock back and forth on your toes and your heels if you're trying to squat it. I wouldn't recommend it. But what you're not allowed to do is reposition them and pick them up and move them around. You have to assume the starting position before you get the start.
What's happening here over on platform 2 is Timothy Crawford actually did not show up to hit his second squat. So he actually timed out. So lifters have 60 seconds to receive the squat command. And if you do not come out in time, you will time out. So the next lifter will be up next, which is Lou Fonseca.
Lee Fugel with a little bit of difficulty unracking. So he's retaking 135 kilos, which he missed as his opening attempt. Something I did spot that's different from his opener, Kevin, he's wearing a belt this time. I don't know if he forgot to put it on the first time or if he just thought he wasn't going to need it. But he's able to stand that up. I want to see the call on it. That unrack was a little wonky, but he's going to get the lift 2-1. Multiple colors coming from the left side, referee. As Lou Fonseca gets his second attempt, 3 white lights. Michael Estingi, sizable jump, 15 keys up to 195. We have a 10 kilo increase on platform 2 for Lorenzo Waiters.
Lorenzo, one of these lifters that's inching very close to their all-time PR. He's currently attempting 215 kilos with his all-time PR being 220. Let's see if he can hit that today. Second attempt with some work. 3 white lights, though.
Without that move, though, I think they are going to load a PR attempt.
Michael Estingi taking a 15-kilo jump, gets 2 whites and a good lift.
Brian Drzezinski out for 205 as his second attempt, as Lee Wells will reattempt 245.
So Brian, this is his first Arnold appearance. He's been competing since 2017.
Three white lights for Brian on platform 1.
That is 3 whites for Lee Wells. He had a bit of a depth issue on his opening attempt, but he seems to have corrected that. Gets 3 whites on his second, so now he feels more confident and comfortable to move up and take a big third attempt.
Basement Brandon back out on platform 1, second attempt at 245. Let's see if our favorite YouTuber can get this. Depth looks good, a bit of a battle.
Bit of a battle, but bar don't lie. That is 3 white lights.
Way to plug it, Kevin. Bar don't lie.
Keith Green on platform 2, 260 kilos, also reattempting his opening weight. I believe he might have had a command issue on the opening attempt, but he gets 1 red light on depth, but he gets 2-1, still a good lift. He's on the board.
Mario Arquill out, re-attempting 250 kilos. He shuffled his feet on his opener just a few minutes ago after he got the start command. You have to wait until, you have to do all your shuffling and rearranging before you get that. And we were talking earlier about breaking the 600-pound barrier with Chris Hunt. Well, Sam Thermidor is breaking the 700-pound barrier on his second squat attempt as Mario rebounds from his missed opener and goes 3 white lights at 250 kilos. As we are winding down now here at the USA Powerlifting Arnold Sports Festival Masters Raw Challenge, we just have 13 or so squat attempts left. After that, we will take a 10-minute break for each platform. So when platform 2 finishes, looks like a couple minutes early, their 10-minute timer will start, and then our 10-minute timer will start on platform 1, 10 minutes, and then we'll be back out for the bench press. As Bob Euchre with 252.5 works through a bit of a sticking point, gets the lift 2-1. So it actually looks like Sam Thermidor is electing to time out on platform 2.
So this is a strategy that I believe is implemented because he does have a smaller flight than usual. He only has 7 lifters in his flight, 6 lifters in his flight. So in order to have a larger rest time between attempts, he has opted to time out his second attempt. That way he has enough room to rest in between his opening and third attempt. So he is actually, we see it here on Lifting Cast, he put in 331 as his third attempt squat. So he will come out and hit that weight for his final lift.
Steven Srivastrava on platform 1. It's a very good second attempt. 3 white lights for Steven.
We see in his shirt he is coached by David Garcia from Prime Predator Performance. Here we have the spotters and loaders setting up these weights as we close out our third attempt squat sessions on both platform 1 and platform 2. Lee Fugel on platform 1, Timothy Crawford on platform 2.
$140 kilos on platform 1 for Lee's third attempt.
I believe Timothy Crawford timed out both his opener and second attempt, so I believe he just took his opening weight and then didn't come out for his second and third.
We're going to have a no lift on platform 1. I believe Lee jumped his rack command. I think he realized it too immediately after he did it. Lou Faseko out 185. Third and final squat, but his 6th lift of the day, because remember, he performed in the raw bench bash earlier.
Nice walk out by Lou. Gets his breath. Plenty deep. And stands right up with it. Let's see what the referees say for Lou. 3 whites, that is a good lift.
Michael Estingi looking to hit a competition PR match with 200 kilos.
So again, Michael making his first Arnold debut. However, he is a 2-time national champion and competed at the Masters World Cup. So he's well seasoned, but this is his first Arnold, so way to match his PR on this stage. And that is a good lift for Michael.
2-1 for Mike. 1 call for depth from the side, but it doesn't matter. You only need 2 whites. Lorenzo Waiters unracking 222.5. This will be a competition PR attempt for him. He might have even had a little bit more in the tank there.
That is a new PR for Lorenzo. He previously hit 220 kilos. He ends the Arnold with a 222.5 kilo squat, or 490 pounds.
Brian Drzezinski up on platform 1, 212.5 for his third and final. Shaking his head on the way up. He knows it was too easy for him. He had another 2.5 kilos in there easy. 3 white lights. Brian going 3 for 3 on the day.
And again, another PR for Brian. His previous best was 210 kilos. He now ends the day with 212, going 3 for 3 here at the Arnold Sports Festival. Again, it's such a confidence booster to end your day and your squats, which is usually the most nerve-wracking lift for a lot of these lifters. I mean, it is for me as well. Ending 3 for 3, that's such a good feeling. You can only go up from there.
Lee Wells taking a sizable jump on platform 2. He retook his opening attempt as attempt number 2. Now he's up 20 kilos to 265. And
Basement Brandon on platform 1. What a grind.
I really like that call there. His second didn't move much faster, so he elected to take just a 2.5 kilo increase, try and squeeze out as much of that total as he can. Both lifters successful with their thirds.
And again, Brandon Diamond, our lifter who just was up on platform 1, is one of the sponsors for our USA Powerlifting Arnold Sports Festival here at Columbus, Ohio. Be sure to check out his page at Basement Barbell. Bar Don't Lie. He also has a YouTube channel where he does a lot of gym reviews, so a lot of worthy content to check out there.
6:06 on the bar for Keith Green's third attempt. In 262.5 kilos for Bob Euchre's third. Keith being asked to replace the bar. He's being instructed to lock out his knees. He's got 20 seconds left, still a little bit of time to get there, as Bob Euchre unsuccessful for his third. Keith's time going down, walks it out, only 8 seconds left.
Gets that squat command just in time.
Stands it up. I want to see the call on this. No lift for Keith, 2-1 on depth. Kevin, you just kind of have to think maybe the replacing the bar took a little bit out of him.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit.
It is very tiring to have to walk out what is essentially a max
606,
and have to re-rack that bar and then walk it right back out. But over here on platform 1, we have Steven, who is taking 262.5, our second to last squat on platform 1. Looks like it's depth to me. Let's see what the referees say.
Great third attempt for Steven, 3 white lights, as his coach David jumping up above the weight tree in the background.
We got our final squat on platform 2 with Samuel.
A world record attempt over 700 pounds.
Again, if you recall, ladies and gentlemen, he actually timed out his second attempt to give himself enough time to rest and recover for his third attempt squat. So let's see how he handles that here.
Gets his squat. Oh, what a battle attempt, though. Great effort. He's still going to be credited with his opener at 310 kilos. And with that, once the platform is set up, as you can see us on the screen. So platform 2, they're going to go to a 10-minute break once that rack is set up, and then we will get back into the bench press competition as we have 1 squat left on platform 1. Mario Araquil, 280 kilos up, 30 keys from his second, stands it up, gets his rack, and he has 3 white lights there.
Now this is actually a PR match for Mario. He previously hit 280 kilos, and he matched that here today at the Arnold Sports Festival. So it's really great to see for him to just be able to hit heavy weights here on a platform like this.
280 is a massive squat. You can see him stripping the weights off on platform 1. Same deal, they're going to get that bench set up, and then we are going to go to a 10-minute break.
So that concludes our squat session for today. We're going to take a 10-minute break on both platform 1 and platform
Over on platform 2, Terry Brown took her opening attempt at 70 kilos and is successful with 3 white lights.
We are here at the Masters Raw Challenge. I'm Kevin Serrano, and I'm here joined by
Alexander Walters, a national referee and executive committee member.
We are getting started here on our bench presses for the day. We are starting off on platform 2. We're still waiting a few seconds here on platform 1 while we finish running down this clock and for our referees to start. But so far, we have Terry Brown, who has hit 70 kilos as her opening attempt. Moving on to Angela Abreu-Powell, and Deborah Stern will open us up on platform 1. That is a good lift over on platform 2. Suzette Escobar up next here on taking the same weight, 75 kilos, platform 2.
Platform 1, there's a little bit of confusion going on. I'm not sure that the bar loaded call was relayed to the lifter. They've already loaded the bar up for Janice Werner and hit no lift for Deborah Stern.
So we'll walk you guys through the action here on platform 2. Don't mind the bar on the bottom. Right now, our current lifter is Suzette Escobar, who is attempting 75 kilos. That is 3 white lights for Suzette. Michelle Collier coming up next, also attempting 75 kilos on platform 2.
Jury member Paulie Steinman is out from his chair, so he's talking to Deborah Stern right now, trying to clarify the situation. I'm not sure if she's going to get to attempt the 35 kilo opener. As far as I can tell, there's been no indication. Paulie is coming over and talking to Chief Referee Saber Schnitzer right now. Good lift on platform 2 for Suzette Escobar as Michelle Collier comes out to take 75 kilos as well. And yes, on platform 1, Deborah Stern is going to get to attempt her opener at 35 kilos.
Jennifer Rosario on platform 2 is our current lifter. The bar is taken up to 80 kilos for her opening attempt.
All right, so without any further ado, Deborah Stern out to take her opening attempt at 35 kilos on platform 1. Nice and smooth opening attempt from Miss Stern.
Very wide foot position here on platform 2 by Jennifer Rosario. Seems to work well for her. She gets 3 white lights on her opening attempt. And Deborah Stern, great attempt on her opener. She is a M4 lifter. What does M4 mean for us, Alex?
So there's 4 different masters groups. Actually, there's 5, but M5 doesn't get seen very often. M4 is the age category in the 70s. So what that means is Deborah Stern is in her 70s right now competing at the Arnold Sports Festival. The actual lifter on platform 1 is Janice Werner. 52.5 kilos on her opening attempt.
And on platform 2, the current lifter who just went was Jessica Rivera Montejo, who hits 80 kilos, gets 3 white lights on that. So Allison Sneed is up next, attempting 85 kilos for her opening bench.
Kevin, I got to say, I'm a real big fan of how you said her last name. It sounded real good.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't think I have the skill set to say that way.
I'll add a little bit of that spice into some of these last names that I recognize a little bit more.
Helen White, opening attempt on platform 1, 55 kilos. This is almost a body weight bench press for another M4.
And Allison makes that opener fly.
Easy opening attempt for Helen White.
And again, bench is one of those lifts where you really want to be careful on not opening too heavy, just because you are lifting less weight than you would on squats and deadlifts. So you really don't have as much room to play with when it comes to attempt selection. So if you open up too heavy, you run the risk of not leaving yourself enough room to increase after that. But that's not an issue over on platform 2 for Maggie Jones, who makes easy work out of 87.5 kilos, and she gets 3 white lights on that lift.
We've got a little bit of a technical issue that we're going to give our crew here a chance to alleviate. So Kevin and I are going to step away just for a minute or two, but we will be back shortly.
Suzette Bradley adjusting her.
3 white lights. The lift is good. Suzette Bradley, lift is good.
Michelle Collier on platform 2 with 80 kilos for her second attempt bench press.
Is good. Deborah Stern, second attempt.
Deborah Stern now to take her second attempt.
The lift for Deborah.
Allison Sneed opting to take a 5 kilo jump from opener to second, taking the bar to 90 kilograms for her second attempt bench press. Let's see Helen White, 57.5 kilos. Now Helen is one of our 2 M4 lifters in this session, meaning these lifters are in their 70s, which is amazing. I mean, talk about longevity here. And again, as long as those lifters are able to get their feet flat on the platform, any foot position that they elect is perfectly fine. And a great grind by Lisa over on platform 2. 105 kilos, 231 pounds. That is 3 white lights and a good lift. Shay also making great work out of 67.5 kilos over on platform 1. 3 white lights. That is also a good lift. Carry, and I believe she's just running in those one of those situations where the opener is just a bit too heavy for her. I mean, unfortunately, in powerlifting, once you elect your opener, you have a certain amount of time before your session actually begins before you can change that. So unfortunately, she cannot go down in her opener. So for her third attempt, she will need to reattempt that same weight again. Three white lights for Mia Kane. Over on platform 2, we have an American record attempt for Adrienne Lockhart. She's attempting 112.5 kilos on just a second attempt. And again, her previous best coming into this competition was 110 kilos, so she has surpassed that and achieved an American record in the process. Again, both lifters getting the simultaneous press commands on both platforms. Looks like both lifters are good lifts, 3 white lights across the board. Love to see that. Again, on bench, it's really important as an athlete to just focus up, really concentrate on the referee's commands because you cannot see the referees. Unlike squat and deadlift where you can see the hand gestures of the referee, here you can only listen to the commands of the referee. So in a loud environment like the Arnold Sports Festival right here, you have to really pay attention to those commands, especially as you have 2 platforms operating simultaneously. But these lifters are doing a fantastic job in listening to their officials and getting white lights across the board.
Deadlift. What's this good for Suzette? We're loaded now, Tracy Cook. Collier, 181.9, platform 2.
I can hear you. I'm assuming Kevin can't because he didn't flinch. Maybe someone's trying to sabotage you.
Tracy Cook, 3 white lights.
And I'm like, I can. You definitely can.
Jennifer making that wide foot position work. She gets 3 white lights on her bench press. Deborah Stern, one of our N4 lifters, taking another 2.5 kilo jump to 40 kilos. This will actually be a PR match for Deborah if she manages to hit this. And unfortunately, it's not quite there today, but it's still a valiant effort to be attempting such incredible weights at 80 years of age. And that bar comes back down, and then you lock it back out. That is unfortunately a no lift, so that is what we just witnessed here on platform 2. Allison Sneed up next, 95 kilos. Solid work with 95 kilos. And that is 3 white lights. Helen White, our other M4 lifter here in this session. Fun fact about Helen, she's actually a 12-time national champion. She's been competing since 2011. However, this is her first Arnold. Unfortunately, not no lift for her, but still just so many decades of experience under her belt. Three white lights on platform 2. And again, it's super important in instances like this to just have a short memory when it comes to having lifting experiences like this, right? You still have your deadlift to come. You still have 3 more lifts, so it's really good to just keep a. We're moving right along. These are our 3rd attempt bench presses of the day. So these lifters are 2/3 of the way done with their competition here at the Arnold Sports Festival. I believe what happened there is she actually pressed the bar before actually receiving the command, so I think she might have just jumped it a little bit. That is a no lift on both platform 1 and platform 2. And ladies and gentlemen, if we can get your eyes over on platform 2, we have another American record attempt by Adrienne Lockhart. She previously broke her own American record on this 2nd attempt bench presses. She's looking to up her record by another 8 kilos on her 3rd attempt. She started off the day with a PR bench press of only 110 kilos, and since she has then upped it, what an easy 3rd attempt it is for Adrienne, making great work out of her American record attempt, and that is a new record for her. She is building amazing momentum going into deadlifts. And as our first flight concludes over on platform 2, we're moving right along to Kerwin Jones, who is opening up the flight on our opening attempt bench presses, 110 kilos, making easy work out of that.
Monitor froze for platform 1. still frozen. I was just screen peeking over the guy's shoulder.
We're moving right along over on platform 2 to our second attempt bench presses. Kerwin Jones opted to take a 12.5 kilo jump to 122.5 kilos or 270 pounds. We're now getting those foot blocks over for David Brown on platform 1, who's taking the bar up to 162.5 kilos. So David Brown is actually opening above what his previous competition max is. This is his first appearance here at the Arnold. His previous max is 160 kilos, and here he is opening up with 162.5. Let's see how this strategy plays out for him here. Seems to have worked well. He seems to have gotten a lot stronger since his previous competition. Gets 1 red, maybe for the elbows, I believe. He gets a blue card infraction from the center referee, but nonetheless, it's 2-1. Good lift. Jose Gonzalez making a pretty good fight with 142.5 kilos. 3 white lights for him on platform 2. Jeff Cohen up next here on platform 1, attempting 162.5. So this is a monster bench press by Jeff. He's actually in the 75 kilo division, weighing only 165 pounds, benching basically 360 pounds. Peter Melendez fighting through that sticky point on platform 2. Dwayne makes great work out of that attempt. 3 white lights. That is a good lift. Albert Martigrano over on platform 2, 130 kilos, taking a 5 kilo jump, 5 more than his first to second and second to third. This will actually be a 2.5 kilo PR if successful for Albert. We got Matt Muccigrosso over here on platform 2 with a world record attempt of 150.5 kilos. And he's However, that's a good bench over on platform 1 by Craig. Moving right along, we got David Lopez on platform 1, taking the bar up to 110 kilos, 242 pounds. We got our final attempt, bench press attempt for our second flight on platform 2, Elgin, going up to 402 pounds, 182.5 kilos, reattempting his second attempt weight. And unfortunately just gets stuck there during that sticking point. That is a no lift. We are moving over to our third and final flight over on platform 2. We're getting started with Samuel Thermidor with 140 kilos, 308 pounds for his opening attempt bench press. Great opening attempt there on platform 2. 3 white lights. Anthony will actually be attempting 140 kilos. This is just 2.5 kilos under his all-time best. So getting pretty close to that. And Anthony, fun fact, he actually competed just a few weeks ago on the 18th of January of this year, which is really quick of a turnaround to compete then and then come back to the Arnold and compete here in Columbus, Ohio. Good opening attempt by Keith Green, 3 white lights, who's actually from my home state of Illinois. So really good to see some representation there. And again, here at the Arnold Sports Festival, we have athletes from all over the country. We have a lot of representation from California, Texas, New Jersey, Maryland, Illinois, Indiana, just from all over the place. And that was 3 white lights over on platform 1 by Manuel. He hit 142.5 kilos, 314 pounds. Manuel was actually a 67.5 kilo lifter, so he's weighing in at 148 pounds, benching over 300 pounds. That is over twice his body weight. And Lorenza, this is actually 2.5 kilos under their all-time best. So we're getting real close to that. So we'll see what he puts in for his third attempt bench press. We got another big bench press here by Keith Green, taking the bar up to 160 kilos. Again, bench this, Lou, this is his second appearance at the Arnold, and he is actually a bench press national champion, so this is his specialty right here. Brian's current PR is set at 150 kilograms, so let's see if he can break past that today. And I think he very well might. I mean, 137.5 looked very easy for him. That was a good attempt for David Brown. 3 white lights, that is a good lift. And Albert Maragrano lets it down gently, and that is 3 white lights, another good attempt for him. And Albert actually secures a 2.5 kilo PR, walking away with 225 kilos after his previous best being 222.5. This is his 4th Arnold appearance. Tony Glover up next here on platform 2, 225 kilos, 496 pounds for him. It looks like a perfect attempt for Tony. 3 white lights, squeezed every single bit of kilo he had in the tank. Two to 1, you cannot get any closer than that. David Lopez, good job on his 3rd attempt deadlift. Matt Muccigrosso running up to the bar, reattempting 230 kilos for his final deadlift. Oh, and unfortunately unable to get that bar to lock up, but still a valiant attempt. Thankful for the spotters and being able to catch him as he lost his balance. And fun fact, this is actually Jeff's 7th Arnold appearance here in Columbus, Ohio. And we can clearly see how he deserves to be on this stage, as he's currently going 8 for 8. So he clearly has all that experience under his belt, having a successful day so far. It appears that Peter Melendez might be timing out here on platform 2. I believe he had a bit of an injury on his 2nd attempt, so he will not be walking out and attempting his 3rd attempt deadlift. So he'll be timing out his 60 seconds. So Manuel Prieto inching closer to his all-time PR. His current best is 227.5 kilos. So he's getting pretty close to that for his 3rd attempt. Michael putting up a great fight on platform 2 with 255 kilos. Oh, and unfortunately he gets 2 calls, 2 red cards and 1 blue cards from the referees there. Ladies and gentlemen, and over here on platform 2 on your screen, Jose Gonzalez is attempting an American record. Jose is in the Masters 1 82.5 kilo division, attempting a 290 kilo deadlift. Oh, and unfortunately it's not there today, but he still secures the record on his 2nd attempt. He will be credited with his 283 kilogram deadlift from his 2nd attempt. Anthony Valdivia over on platform 1, 222.5 kilos, 490 pounds. Great 2nd attempt for him. Elgin, who previously matched his current PR on his 2nd attempt, is upping his deadlift by 5 kilos, going for 292.5 kilos, 644 pounds. Fighting, he's locking out. I believe he got a down command. Let's see what the referees say. He gets 1 white light, two reds. Now that is only 2.5 kilos under his all-time best, so let's see what he has in store today for his third attempt deadlift. Christopher Hunt with a 305 kilo third attempt pull here. Craig's previous best is 242.5, so he is chipping that, and it also happens to be a world record attempt. That is a good lift, and he still has one more lift left to go. So we are now on our third and final deadlifts on platform 1. We got David Lopez, who is starting us off with a 200 kilo final deadlift. That is a good lift on 2. We see our spotters and loaders getting the bar ready for David Lopez right there. Two to one, good lift on platform 2. Jeff actually won the national championship last year in Salt Lake City, Utah. And he is showing up here on his 7th Arnold Sports Festival appearance, looking to go 9 for 9. And he does. Locks out that final deadlift. 3 white lights, and that is a perfect day for Jeff Cohen.
I could hear when you did that. Is that to get my attention? No, you're good.
Timothy Crawford, a nice, smooth opener.
I think you probably know by now, but the overlay on 2 is off. It's behind, and then on 1, it's not there, but it was also behind.
Lee Wells, who will be our final opening deadlift on platform 2, 287.5 kilos, 633 pounds for an opening deadlift in the men's Raw Masters division.
Overlay's good on 2. Still, out there it is. Wait. Yep, we're good on 1. Thank you.
So if you look at the video board behind Dwayne, this pull will actually move him provisionally into first place. So this is a pull to put him into first. So a lot is at stake here for Dwayne. See what the referees say. 2-1, that is a good lift. And not only is that a world record for Dwayne, but that now moved them into first place in a tough battle with David Brown, who will be coming up next after Craig. Timothy Crawford on 2 with a 20-kilo jump, 265 kilos. 3 white lights, a good lift for him. Moving right along in our second attempts on platform 2. Craig over on platform 1 with a world record attempt, back-to-back world records here. Craig's both a national champion in the Raw and Equipped division. And just look at how he grinds out that deadlift. He gets 3 white lights from the referees. That is a new world record for him. And to close out the second flight over on platform 1, we have David Brown, who is currently sitting in second place, attempting to pull for the podium spot for first. He's going for gold here. David Brown is looking to bump off Dwayne off that podium spot, off that first place position. Let's see how he goes after this. Oh, and that looked easy. That looked easy, and he is our champion. We will go in further depth of the results after we conclude all the lifting. But as it currently stands, David Brown is in first, Dwayne Madir is in second, and Matt Muchigrosso in third. But we still have plenty of lifting left to go in our next flight, in Flight E. Lee Fugo on 1, Lee Wells on 2. Now this is actually a 2.5 kilo PR for Lee, who is successful and still has 1 remaining lift left to go. Lou Fostreco up next here on platform 2, 205 kilos. Michael Listingi on platform 1. Again, Michael, one of those lifters that wears many hats in this sport. He is a referee. He loves to volunteer, and he's a competitor. He competes at every Nationals, Arnold, and look at him go with a solid opener of 200 kilos. Timothy Crawford going for 600, unable to get it up, but still a very good performance from him thus far. And a fast opener by Brandon Diamond from Basement Barbell. 3 white lights for him on his opening deadlift.
Yes. Slowly but surely, and I appreciate all that you do, Bryce. Opening attempt for Mario Arnold as Lorenzo Waiters takes 282.5 for his third. Great battle there for Lorenzo. 2 white lights for Lorenzo. Good lift. 282.5. He goes 9 for 9 on the day. Mario Arnold was successful with that 250.
Keith Green staring down that bar on platform 2, 290 kilos. That is a great attempt for Keith on 2. Steven rounding out our opening attempts here on platform 1 with a smooth 606-pound opener. Judges say 3 whites. This is a very important lift for him. I mean, coming into this competition, he started off with a 305 kilo all-time best. He bested that and upped his best by 2.5 kilos off of his second attempt. He is now looking to increase his total PR, his deadlift PR, by 15 kilos. That is incredible. That is an incredible increase on a single lift. Oh, and Lee makes that move easy. Holds it at the top, too. Yeah, as it currently stands in the men's Raw Masters competition, currently we have David Brown, who currently leads in the competition with a forecasted dots of 523 points. We have Dwayne Madeir, who is in a tough battle with David Brown, but coming in second with a 520 dots coefficient score, and Matt Muchagrosso rounding out our podium position with a 486 dots coefficient. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the dots coefficient, so it's a formula that takes your body weight and your weight lifted into account to formulate what is your dots score. But in this case, because it is a masters competition, we do factor in your age points. So while these lifters are battling it out with people across different weight classes, they are also taking into account the age division that these lifters are competing under. Kevin Serrano.